Namo Buddhaya, Namo Amitabha. Hello everyone. So many people ask, how much should I practice Nianfo every day? And someone asked if I recite Amitabha Buddha 90 times a day, can I attain rebirth in the Pure Land? So we talked about before, whether we can attain rebirth or not depends on our faith and vow. And our Nianfo, our level of practice determines our grade of rebirth. So 9 grades of rebirth. So there really isn't one size fits all answer. It really depends on you. It depends on your aspiration. Right? If you have deep faith and vow, you have faith in Amitabha Buddha and also faith in yourself. You should believe no matter what happens, you can definitely attain rebirth in the Pure Land because you believe deeply in the vows of Amitabha Buddha. You believe that Amitabha Buddha will definitely come to receive you regardless of what happens. Sometimes people worried a lot, what happened if at the time of death I'm not conscious, I can't remember Amitabha Buddha. So if you have the time and energy to worry about questions like this, why don't you transform this time and energy into reciting the name of Amitabha Buddha? If you have worries about this, it also reflects that your faith is not deep enough yet, and not just the faith in Amitabha Buddha, but also faith in yourself. Attaining rebirth in the Pure Land, it's also simply returning to our Buddha nature. The Buddha nature is within all beings. So, of course, we can definitely attain rebirth in the Pure Land with faith, vow, and Nianfo. This is the kind of mindset that we need to have. And on this basis, we Nianfo, then you can definitely attain rebirth in the Pure Land. So do not worry about what happens if at the time of death I'm unconscious, I can't remember Amitabha Buddha, etc. Save your time and energy. If you have the time and energy to worry about this, why don't you just transform the time and energy into reciting the name of Amitabha Buddha now? If you have deep faith and vow, and you recite Amitabha Buddha even 90 times a day, and you do this consistently, from now to the end of your life, whenever that might be, so you can definitely attain rebirth in the Pure Land. But of course, we encourage, if you have the time, to recite the name of Amitabha Buddha as much as possible. This can also increase your level of rebirth. The more we are mindful of Amitabha Buddha, the less afflictions we will have in our daily life. And some people say, how about just 10 recitations? Another thing you need to ask yourself is that whether this is important to you, whether to attain rebirth in Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land and to liberate from all sufferings in life is important to you, whether you want to exit the cycle of samsara in this lifetime. If this is your goal, this is your aspiration to attain rebirth in Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land, then if it is important to you, you will find time to Nianfo. You don't need to bargain with Amitabha Buddha. And you would like to Nianfo as much as possible. If it's not important to you, then you don't even need to Nianfo. Don't even bother. And you say, but I really just only can recite 10 recitations per day. If you only do 10 recitations a day, you need to make sure that you really have deep faith and vow. You do not have any doubt about Amitabha Buddha, and also you do not have any doubt about yourself, whether you can attain rebirth or not. You must have this deep faith in both Amitabha Buddha and also in yourself in attaining rebirth in the Pure Land. There must be not the slightest doubt. If you have the slightest doubt, or if you have doubts, and then you Nianfo, this is not so effective as if you don't have any doubt and you Nianfo. If you have a lot of doubt and you Nianfo even for 1 hour a day, compared to someone with deep faith and vow and they Nianfo for 10 recitations per day, Like those that with deep faith and vow will definitely attain rebirth in the Pure Land. And most importantly, our deep faith and vow, and on this basis, you Nianfo. Right? The more you Nianfo, the more you keep the mindfulness of Amitabha Buddha, then the higher grade of rebirth you will attain. So most importantly, it's our deep faith and vow. Have faith in Amitabha Buddha and also in yourself. And you vow to attain rebirth. Right? Your mindset should be like, regardless of what happens, you can definitely attain rebirth in the Pure Land. This is the kind of deep faith I'm talking about. And then, from this basis, you Nianfo, you can definitely attain rebirth in the Pure Land. And how much you want to Nianfo per day really depends on your aspiration. What kind of level of rebirth you want to attain. If you want to attain highest grade of rebirth, then you should practice Nianfo diligently and also generate the bodhicitta to have the mind to also help others to attain rebirth. Even if you don't have much capacity now, but at least you can generate this kind of bodhi mind first. And with this kind of mind and you Nianfo with faith and vow, diligently Nianfo, then you can attain the highest grade of rebirth. If you say, oh, I don't want to attain the highest grade of rebirth, I don't really mind, then you just do as much as you please. But what's the most important is that to keep it consistent. Say if you say 90 times per day, you do 9 times of the 10 recitations per day, and that's quite easy. And you should keep this consistently every day. Don't stop. Make sure that every day you spend some time on Nianfo. And Nianfo, this is such an easy meditation to integrate with our everyday life. Even maybe on your way to work, when you get up, 10 recitations, you're taking the transport, 10 recitations. Just whenever breaks you can find, you can fit in the 10 recitations. So most importantly is to keep this consistent and until the end of your life. With faith, vow, and Nianfo, one can definitely attain rebirth in the Pure Land. And how much you want to Nianfo per day, it depends on your aspiration. But most importantly, to keep it consistent. And slowly, Nianfo will be ingrained in our everyday life and it will become our habit. And when it becomes our habit, it becomes so easy for us to be mindful of Amitabha Buddha. With deep faith and vow, we can definitely attain rebirth in Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. So have no doubt about that. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Amitabhaya.